The containment field failed 3 times in the last minute, and the human female just asked if anyone had a hair tie. Commander Zillax felt his secondary heart skip in perfect synchronization as he stared at the impossible creature sitting cross-legged in the center of the diplomatic crisis chamber. 47 of the galaxy's most elite warriors, representing 12 different species, each one a veteran of countless campaigns, stood in a perfect perimeter around her, weapons trained, combat suits at maximum readiness. The defense grid was burning through power reserves so fast the station AI had sent 6 critical warnings in the last 30 seconds alone, and she was asking about a hair tie. "Does anyone have, like, a scrunchie or something?" Olivia Smith said again, gathering her brown hair with both hands. "This is driving me crazy." 3 Krell shock troopers flinched backward. The targeting system screamed. Xilax's tactical display lit up like a dying star. "Please," he managed, his translator struggling with the strain in his voice, "remain still." According to YouTube analytics, 99.6% of viewers are not subscribed. That's a huge number. By subscribing the channel that is completely free, you'll help support the channel and never miss fresh content. "Oh, sorry!" She dropped her hands, and the motion, that simple, casual release, sent ripples through every sensor in the room. "I didn't mean to. Are you guys okay? You all look really stressed." Stressed. She thought they looked stressed. Zillax had commanded defensive operations during the Kronar incursion. He'd held the line at the breach of Talmora. He'd stared down a Vexthul warpack with nothing but a broken plasma rifle and sheer determination. None of it had prepared him for this moment. "Commander," his second officer Jotaro whispered through the private channel, "my combat readiness is at 47%. Stress hormones are exceeding safe levels. Permission to rotate out." Jotaro had 53 campaigns on his record. He'd earned the Silver Crest twice. He was asking permission to retreat from an unarmed 19-year-old college student. "Denied," Zillax said, because if Jotaro broke formation, the others would follow, and the Council was watching every second of this disaster via emergency broadcast. The Council. Right. They were probably composing his termination orders right now. "Status report," he commanded, pulling up the tactical overview. "Defense grid at 92% capacity," Weapons Officer Korvax reported. "All systems locked on target. AI classification remains, catastrophic threat level, approach with extreme caution, lethal force pre-authorized." "She's drinking water," Zillax said. "Sir, the motion required to lift that container. Our analysis suggests she could accelerate it to terminal velocity in 0.03 seconds. The kinetic impact would penetrate our armor." Olivia took another sip from the water bottle they'd provided, completely unaware that every movement was being analyzed by the most sophisticated threat assessment system in the known galaxy. She set it down gently. The sensors registered enough controlled force in that gentle placement to dent reinforced hull plating, and sighed. "Look, I really appreciate you guys trying to help me get home, but this is getting kind of weird," she said. "I've been here for like 3 hours. I told you, the transport beacon malfunctioned. I'm not trying to start an intergalactic incident or whatever. I just want to get back to campus. I have a shift at the coffee shop tomorrow." Coffee shop. She worked at a coffee shop. The database had flagged her occupation immediately. Civilian, non-military, no combat training, no tactical education. A university student studying sociology who served caffeinated beverages for supplemental income. And every predictive combat algorithm in the facility agreed she could kill everyone in this room before they could trigger an alarm. "Miss Smith," Zillax said carefully, "we are simply following standard protocol for first contact situations." "I get it," she interrupted, and 20 warriors tensed as she shifted her weight. "But shouldn't standard protocol involve less of the whole—" She gestured vaguely at the surrounding armed force. "Aggressive hospitality thing?" Aggressive hospitality. She thought they were being aggressive. The human is displaying confusion, analyst Sinara reported from the observation deck. Stress markers are minimal. She doesn't understand the threat assessment. That's impossible, Zilak said. She must... Commander, I'm reading her biorhythms. She's mildly annoyed, slightly bored, possibly hungry. She has no comprehension of the danger level. No comprehension. Of course not. Why would she? Humans didn't understand what they were. The realization hit Zilak like a plasma bolt to the thorax. Earth was a Class 12 death world, one of the most hostile planetary environments ever catalogued. Crushing gravity, corrosive atmosphere, extreme temperature fluctuations, radiation bombardment, hostile microbial ecosystem. The list went on. And on, and on. Humans had evolved there, conquered it, built a thriving civilization on a planet that should have been classified as an extinction event, and they thought it was normal. Sir, Jotaro said, she's moving. Olivia stretched, rolling her shoulders with an audible crack that echoed through the chamber like gunfire. Warriors scattered backward. Defense systems shrieked. Someone fired a warning shot that splashed harmlessly against the kinetic barriers. And she froze, eyes wide. Whoa! What the hell? She threw her hands up. I was just stretching. Why are you shooting? The room went absolutely silent. 47 elite warriors, weapons trained, combat systems active, stared at the human female who had just executed a casual movement that the threat assessment AI had classified as pre-strike positioning. Probability of lethal follow-through, 98%. She'd been stretching because she was uncomfortable. Zilak started. We have to explain, Jotaro said on the private channel. She has to understand, this is cruel. He was right. Terrifying, unprecedented, completely outside all established protocols, but right. Miss Smith, Zilak said, lowering his weapon and marveling at how much courage that simple action required. We need to show you something. The conference room was smaller, less threatening, with only a dozen guards. Olivia sat at the table, still looking confused and slightly annoyed. Zilak pulled up the hollow screen. This is Earth, he said, displaying the blue-green marble. Your home world. Yeah, I know what Earth looks like, she said. I live there. This is the planetary classification. He highlighted the data. Class 12 Death World. Extreme hazard rating. Galactic Settlement Authority recommendation. Avoid at all costs. Olivia leaned forward, squinting at the screen. Wait, seriously? Who classified Earth as a death world? The Galactic Survey Course, standard procedure for all newly discovered planets. Zilak pulled up more data. Your gravity is 9.8 meters per second squared. That's nearly 3 times the galactic average. Okay. Your atmospheric oxygen content is 21%. Most species suffer oxygen toxicity at anything above 12. That seems like a them problem, Olivia said. Zilak felt his mandibles twitch, the Krell equivalent of a nervous laugh. Your weather systems include phenomena called hurricanes and tornadoes that generate wind speeds sufficient to destroy our standard habitat structures. Your tectonic activity is... Dude, I know Earth has earthquakes, Olivia interrupted. What's your point? My point, Zilak said slowly, is that you evolved to survive conditions that would kill 98% of known sapient species. Your body is built to withstand pressures, impacts, and environmental stresses that we can barely comprehend. Olivia stared at him. Are you saying you're all just really fragile? Specialist Kaldra entered the room, her 6 legs clicking against the deck plating. Commander, I've completed the analysis of the stretching incident. And? The human's shoulder rotation generated approximately 400 newtons of rotational force. Her neck adjustment produced a rapid deceleration effect that would have induced concussion in any warrior present. The sound, Kaldra paused, her antennae quivering. The sound of her joints repositioning registered on our seismic sensors. I crack my knuckles sometimes too, Olivia said. Is that Like, a problem? How much can you lift? Kaldra asked suddenly. What? Physical weight. How much can you lift? Olivia shrugged. Half the guards flinched and said, I don't know. I don't really work out. Maybe like 40 pounds? 50? I carried my textbooks yesterday and they're pretty heavy. Kaldra's translation implant must have malfunctioned because she repeated the question. Same answer. That data pad on the table, the specialist said, pointing to a standard issue Krell tactical reader. Can you hand it to me? Sure. Olivia reached over, picked it up one-handed, and passed it across the table. Every being in the room watched Kaldra struggle to accept it with both primary manipulators. How heavy is that? Olivia asked. 215 kilograms, Kaldra said quietly. What? No way! It's like, what, a couple pounds? Your couple pounds and our measurement standards are different, Zilak said, feeling the last pieces of understanding click into place. Miss Smith, that object weighs more than 3 of our warriors combined. Olivia looked at the data pad, then at her hand, then back at the pad. You're messing with me. I assure you we are not. But I'm not strong. I'm like aggressively average. My little brother does wrestling and he's way tougher than me. The room processed that statement in silence. Her little brother was tougher. How old is your brother? Jotaro asked. 14. Ancestors preserve us, someone whispered. Olivia stood up, guards raised weapons, and she immediately sat back down. Okay, what the hell? Why does everyone keep doing that? Because when you stand, Zilak said, our sensors register a threat spike equivalent to a Vexthul warpack entering combat stance. Your movements are, he searched for the word, economical, precise. Every motion is controlled to an extent our best warriors spend decades trying to achieve. I'm just trying not to break stuff, Olivia said. My roommate says I'm clumsy. Not break stuff, she was trying not to break stuff. May I ask, Kaldra ventured, what is the strongest you have ever exerted yourself physically? Probably moving apartments last year, carried a couch up 3 flights of stairs with my friend Emma. That sucked. Alone? No, there were 2 of us. Why would I carry a couch alone? Miss Smith, Zilak said, pulling up another display. This is footage from your planet's information network. It's labeled as entertainment. The video showed humans engaging in various sports, running, jumping, colliding with each other at high speed, absorbing impacts that should have shattered bones, getting up and continuing. Oh, that's football, Olivia said. American football. Yeah, that's pretty rough. That man was struck with enough force to incapacitate a Krell shock trooper, Jotaro said. He stood up in 4 seconds. Well, yeah, he's wearing pads. The pads would do nothing against that impact force. Olivia watched the video, then looked around the room. You guys are seriously freaked out by football? We're freaked out, Zilak said, by the fact that your species engages in ritual combat for entertainment, sustains injuries that would be fatal to most sapients, and considers it a recreational activity. It's not ritual combat, it's just... Olivia stopped. Wait, how fragile are you guys? Kaldra pulled up a comparison chart. Human bone density, 1.85 times galactic. Average. Human muscle fiber density, 2.3 times average. Human cardiovascular efficiency under stress. Off the charts. Human pain tolerance, classified as concerning by medical standards. Oh my God, Olivia said, staring at the data. You're all made of glass. Comparatively speaking, yes. I could actually hurt you, like, easily. Yes. By accident. Yes. She looked at her hands like they were alien objects. How do you survive, like as a species, if you're this fragile? We don't live on death worlds, Zilak said simply. We evolved in stable, peaceful environments, gentle gravity, calm weather, manageable microbial life. We developed intelligence and technology to overcome physical limitations. But you evolved to survive hell. Your entire biology is built for a world trying to kill you every moment of every day. It's really not that bad, Olivia protested. I mean, yeah, sometimes there are hurricanes, but we have weather alerts and buildings. It's fine. You have weather alerts for planetary-scale devastation events. Well, yeah, obviously. Zilak sat down, suddenly exhausted. Miss Smith, do you understand what we're trying to tell you? You're not dangerous because you're trained or armed or aggressive. You're dangerous because your normal existence requires more physical capability than our best warriors can achieve in a lifetime of training. Olivia was quiet for a long moment. So, when I've been shaking hands with people, visiting other stations, just living normally, you've been moving in what we now understand is essentially slow motion, Kaeldra said, restraining yourself to a degree we can barely comprehend. Every human we've encountered has been operating at a fraction of their capability to avoid damaging our equipment or personnel. And you didn't know that. We thought you were just being polite. Olivia laughed, several guards tensed, and the sound was bright and genuine and utterly unconcerned with the cosmic implications of this conversation. This is insane. So what happens now? Do I have to, go through special training or something? Promise not to sneeze on anyone? Sneezing is a threat? Jotaro asked. No, I'm joking. See, this is... Olivia stopped, seeing their expressions. You thought I was serious. Rapid expulsion of air and fluids at high velocity, Kaeldra mused. Yes, that could be classified as... I was joking, Olivia repeated, more slowly. This is why Earth comedy doesn't work on alien circuits. You guys are way too literal. Zilax felt something shift in his understanding. The human was adapting faster than they were. Already making jokes, finding humor in the situation, processing the revelation that she was a walking apocalypse with the same casual efficiency she demonstrated throughout this entire ordeal. Revised protocols, he announced, pulling up the command interface. Human individuals are to be classified as friendly extreme hazard. Think of them as, he searched for an analogy, domesticated stars, capable of immense destruction, but choosing not to. All standard threat assessments are suspended when dealing with humans. They are not hostile forces. They are miracles of self-control. I don't feel like a miracle, Olivia said. I feel like I've been accidentally terrifying people for months and nobody told me. We didn't know, Zilax admitted. We thought we understood, but we were interpreting your restraint as your capability. We didn't realize you had reserves beyond reserves beyond reserves. So when I beat that guy at arm wrestling last week, you probably nearly broke his arm, Jotaro said. He reported a microfracture the next day. He said it was unrelated. Oh God, Olivia put her head in her hands, cautiously with visible effort to control the motion. I'm so sorry. I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. None of your people know, Kaeldra said. That's the most remarkable part. You conquered your death world so completely, you forgot it was hard. You think your normal is everyone's normal. It's really not, Olivia said weakly. No, Zilax agreed. It's really not. 40 minutes later, Olivia was finally cleared to leave. The containment field was deactivated. The warriors stood down, though they maintained respectful distance. The council had watched everything, and Zilax's termination orders had been replaced with a commendation for unprecedented diplomatic resolution under extreme circumstances. He wasn't sure how he felt about that. Olivia stood, carefully, slowly, telegraphing the movement, and picked up her small bag. So, thanks for the explanation, I guess? This has been the weirdest day. Safe travels, Miss Smith, Zilax said. Yeah, you too. She paused at the door. Hey, one question. You said Earth coffee has more caffeine than most species can handle safely? 3 times the safe limit for most species, yes. She grinned. Several guards shifted nervously at the display of teeth and said, "Explains why nobody can make a decent cup at alien stations. You're all making weak coffee." "It's not weak to us." "Fair point." She adjusted her bag. "Well, I'm going to be late for my shift if I don't catch the next transport. See you guys around, I guess. Try not to panic if you see me in the cafeteria." She left, humming something under her breath, completely casual, already moving on to her next mundane task. The warriors stayed frozen until she was well clear of the section. "Sir," Jotaro said finally, "we surrounded her." "Yes. 47 of us. Best warriors in the fleet." "Yes. We had her completely contained." "Yes. But she was protecting us, wasn't she? The whole time, moving slowly so she wouldn't hurt us by accident." Zilax watched the empty doorway, thinking about Earth and its impossible inhabitants, about evolution and adaptation, and what it meant to be apex predators who'd forgotten they were apex. "Yes," he said quietly. "They don't know what they are, and somehow that makes them more terrifying." On the security feed, Olivia reached the transport bay, chatting with the dock worker about the delay, rating the station coffee, like 3 out of 10, sorry, completely oblivious to the fact that her casual visit had just redefined Galactic threat assessment protocols. She boarded the transport, found a seat, pulled out her phone, which was somehow still working despite the incompatible networks, and sent a message to someone. Zilax pulled up the translation. "Weird day. Aliens are super jumpy about something. Their coffee sucks though. See you tomorrow." Tomorrow, she'd be back at her university, serving coffee to other students, studying sociology, living her normal human life. And the galaxy would have to adjust to the understanding that humans had been walking among them all this time, moving in slow motion, holding back forces that could shatter stations, crack planets, end wars with a casual gesture, because they didn't want to break anything by accident. "New standing order," Zilax transmitted to all stations. "When dealing with humans, remember, they are not moving slowly because they are weak. They are moving slowly because we are fragile. Treat them accordingly, and for the ancestors' sake, someone find out how to make proper Earth-strength coffee. We owe them that much." The acknowledgments came in from across the fleet. The human transport departed, just another routine shuttle in the endless traffic of the galaxy. And in the diplomatic crisis chamber, surrounded by the galaxy's finest warriors, Commander Zilax began writing his report, knowing that nothing in the galaxy would ever quite be the same. Subject: Incident Report. Human-civilian encounter. Summary: we were never surrounding her. She was being careful not to hurt us. Recommend immediate revision of all human interaction protocols. Also recommend combat hazard pay for anyone working in Earth-frequency coffee shops. Those people are braver than we knew. He sent it, leaned back in his command chair, and allowed himself one brief moment of relieved laughter. Somewhere in the galaxy, Olivia Smith was probably complaining about the weak coffee again. And somehow, that was the most comforting thought he'd had all day.